feel so alive.
Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how I make my curry chicken. First I start with a pack of chicken thighs, bone in. Then I'm going to chop off all the meat and cut the bone in half with the butcher knife. I usually end up with the bowl looking like this, so that's all the meat. Then I use garlic, minced garlic, and also diced onions to season it, as well as other seasonings like thyme, adobe, all-purpose, whatever you want to put in there. I love to use thyme as well. So I like to make a little batch of it and just. The curry that I'll be using is Chief's Curry Powder, and you can get this at any international grocery store. An important part, at least for me, I don't know, maybe people don't think that, but I have my Chief Curry Powder here, and I have the stove on high. So what I have to do is, let me see if I can do this with the one hand. But I take my curry powder and I put about, I would say, 4 tablespoons. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more because if it was just 1 pack of thighs, then I would do about 3 spoonfuls of this. But because I have 2 packs, I think I'm going to do about 4 or 5. And a little bit more. Alright, that should be it. And mind you, I'm doing this with one hand, so that's why it's taking so long. Then I want to fill my cup with the remaining balance of water. So that is this. Alright, so after I've done that, I stir it up real good until it becomes like a paste. And again, I'm doing this with one hand, so it's just kind of weird. Just want to really stir it up. As you can see, I have my chicken seasoned here, and sometimes you could, if you want, you could leave it overnight, and that way the seasonings will really saturate in the chicken, and it'll be so happy. Alright, as you can see, I pretty much formed a paste. Well, not a paste, but it's kind of creamy. Alright. Let's do that. And then you want to take olive oil to the hot pan, which you see is, you can see the smoke there. And you just put enough olive oil just to coat the bottom there. And you take your liquid, you have to do this fast. And alright, and I wait for it to all boil together. Give it a quick stir. Alright, now curry is boiling now. Alright, so then I want to add, hold up. So then I want to add my chicken. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Doing this with one hand. Okay, working it out. Hold on, let me stir this up. I'll be right back. Alright, so I have mixed up my curry water, and actually I add a little bit more water because, you know, this is a lot of chicken that I'm cooking. So what I'm doing is I want to wait until this chicken that's here cooks thoroughly all the way through. And one way you could tell the bones that are in here, you'll start to see it bleeding out. That's one way I tell. But and then check your chicken. So give that a few minutes, probably around 10-15 minutes. Okay, so a main ingredient while I'm waiting for the chicken to cook, one of the main ingredients, actually, it's better to get the Scotch bonnet pepper, and I cut it up. I don't actually touch it because it's so hot to me, but I would cut it up and use not even half of it. Just put some in there in big chunks so I can take it out before I serve it. So I'll put that in there. But to substitute, I have to have my Matooks. So I have my pepper sauce, and I'm going to put some of that in there. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to pour. I'm going to make sure I look at this. Hold on. Oh, you can see. See, I just put about that much. That's good. I would put more, but I'm serving my kids as well, so I don't want it to be too spicy, or else I'll be bad mommy for the rest of the day. So I make sure that's all mixed up, and I'll be right back. The chicken is almost, it's cooked enough. I don't want it cooked all the way through because it still has some way to go. So as you can see, well, you can't see it anymore, but the marrow and the bones now, it's brown, cooked brown, so that's a good sign that it's cooking through. So what I did was cut up the potatoes, those 2 large potatoes that I have. I seasoned them with a little salt, a little pepper, and now I'm going to put them into my curry. Let me think. It's actually enough to me. So you don't have to use all of them. I think this is, yeah, this is about good enough. I add a couple more. Alright. So I'm gonna let the curry absorb in the potatoes real quick, probably for another 2 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 2 minutes, and what I'm going to do is going to add more water. Oops. So hard to do this like this. And you want to add just enough so that it just coats up to the top. Not too much, like you don't want it all the way, but this is good. And then you want to turn your heat down to almost medium. Let's say, yeah, that should be good. And then let it sit for another 30 to 40 minutes. Rice cooking over here, and actually I have some yellow rice. It was from the Goya box. Kids love that one, so I'm probably gonna use that for them. And that's like a jasmine rice. Anyway, it's about, I would say I have about 10, the most 15 more minutes until this is done. But I definitely want to taste it to make sure that it's seasoned well enough and it has enough salt, because a lot of the times what will happen is you'll taste it while you're eating and it's kind of bland because the potatoes absorb a lot of salt. So you want to taste it. I'm going to see what I got here. See, I just have a little, and the chicken's already cooked, so you don't have to worry about like if you're eating raw chicken juice. Alright. So it actually tastes perfect. It's not too spicy, it's not too salty. It is phenomenal. Okay. So it's all done, and I actually let it sit for about a half hour, and you can see it kind of thickened up just enough. So there's a nice sauce. I love it. It looks so good. So I'm not going to use the white rice only because the Spanish rice looks so good. So I'm using this, and I packed it in a small little bowl. I have the plate over here, and I'm going to pause for a second, while I flip it over. Alright, so I put it on my plate. This is me trying to make it pretty. And there we have I have a little mold. Alright, and I take the curry. So I'm going to add a couple of my potatoes around it. around it. And make it nice and saucy. Alright, so I want to get all the way around. Alright. I'm a perfectionist. So that is my curry chicken. Doesn't it look delicious? Thanks for watching, and if you have any more questions, just leave it on the bottom of this video. You guys have a great day. Bye. Yum yum.